If you're a parent, you know the biggies. Watch your mouth. Don't talk with food in your mouth. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
But are you guilty of doing all the same things you tell them not to do? Is your motto, do as I say, not as I do? Well, today we learn about habits you could break right now in order to become a better parent.
Check your own technology habits. If you're constantly on your phone or watching TV, then it's unfair to tell your kids that they have to limit their technology time. Lead by example. Don't self-loathe. If you complain about your body, skin, or anything else, your kids will pick up on that. Instead, put emphasis on healthy eating, exercise, and positivity. This also means to stop skipping meals or grabbing an unhealthy option on the go. Have your children grow up in an environment with healthy habits. When you're out in the sun, don't just put sunscreen on your kids, put it on yourself. If they see you skipping the sunblock and getting a tan, they'll want to do the same. Finally, don't drive fast. It only puts yourself and your children in danger. Leave early and give yourself time for safety.
Also, stop cursing. It is just teaching bad habits for the future. Even if you think your children are too young to understand, they could still soak in what you're saying. Maybe you wouldn't have the tendency to curse if you were just a little happier. Jimmy has more on that.
All right, so ask yourself this. Are you happy? Now, that's not a hard question to ask, but to answer it might be a whole different thing. The thing is, it's not something that comes and goes on a whim. Happiness is a habit. And for some, it's a habit that comes naturally. For others, it's learned. Here to tell us how to have a happy brain is the Mayo Clinic's Dr. Amit Sood, author of the Mayo Clinic Handbook for Happiness, a 4-step plan for resilient living. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be with you today, Jimmy.
Dr. Sood, let me ask you this. You say that, according to your research, 50% of our happiness is a deliberate decision every day. Explain that to me.
A number of researchers have looked at what predicts our happiness and found that about 50% of the happiness is genetic, 10% depends on life situations, and about 40 to 50% of happiness is really dependent on the choices you make. Little choices like your ability to focus on little activities, your ability to be kind, savor your life, have better relationship. So those little choices that you make multiple times during the day accumulates to sustain happiness.
Doctor, are you telling me that I can actually find happiness in folding laundry or riding on the elevator?
Absolutely. I think if you, and this is what I personally do when I'm riding the elevator, I just close my eyes and I send a silent good wish to everybody who's around me. And by the end of my ride, I'm a little happier than how I got in. So you can, it's not the kind of work that you're doing, and this is what research shows. It is the kind of attention that you bring into your work that is what converts it into a happy experience. For example, if you're standing at your red light when you're driving back home from work, right, at that time, you can either focus on all the cars around you and the traffic and all that, right, or you can say, I'm just going to think about a few people in my life I'm grateful for until the light turns green. And that particular exercise, that practice can convert that torturous moment into something that is really enjoyable.
So, Dr. Sood, a lot of us have rushed mornings. Our day is completely overbooked. Sometimes we think it's easier said than done, but you're telling me it's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. Actually, the total duration of time that our program takes is less than 5 minutes. Ooh. And it might save you several hours during the day. Our brain gets tired every 1.5 to 2 hours. So what I invite you to do is invest in 30 seconds to 1 minute practice every 1.5 to 2 hours. You have that much time. When you wake up in the morning, for example, the first thing you do is think about maybe 3 people in your life you're grateful for and send them a silent gratitude. And your entire morning might go better because of that. When you reach home at 6 o'clock in the evening, for the first 3 minutes, do not try to improve anybody and appreciate your family as they are, finding them novel and interesting as if they are long lost friend. If you do that, your entire evening might go better. So what we are not doing is adding more milk to your already full glass of milk. Right. We are sprinkling chocolate powder in your milk to lift your entire day.
Okay, now you also say that forgiveness is key to happiness.
Yes, if I am not able to forgive, particularly the minor hurts, then I am living in my own toxicity. I am keeping that vitriol, that toxicity in my heart, which is going to prevent me from blossoming in life. One study showed that if you are able to forgive somebody at work, then your relationship improves at home. When I'm not forgiving, I'm just ruminating, I'm mind wandering with all the hurts that have happened, which prevents me from fully engaging with life. So forgiveness is essential, particularly if the hurts are minor. I know for deeper hurts, forgiveness is not easy, and there you have to cultivate that disposition over a period of time by being more grateful, by being more compassionate, by accepting, and maybe seeking some help if that is necessary.
Spiritual awareness can help.
Yes, absolutely. Just to complete forgiveness, in our program, you only have to forgive on Friday. Fridays are our days committed to forgiveness. You don't have to forgive the entire week in our program, and that's how it becomes easier. But as you practice, it becomes easier. Yes, spiritual awareness definitely helps. Focusing more on who just I am, on my own selfish pursuits towards how can I really help the world. Because of the way our brain operates, actually, it's the pursuit of gratitude and compassion that makes us happier than the pursuit of happiness.
Dr. Amit Sood, author of the Handbook for Happiness, a 4-step plan for resilient living. Thank you so much for talking to us this afternoon. Before I let you go, have you got any other thoughts for happiness for me?
Happiness is through kindness. Do not postpone joy. We have finite time. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And if you have a moment, you can look up stressfree.org for many more ideas.
Dr. Sood, thank you so much for talking to us this afternoon. Some great stuff there. Now, if you'd like to learn more about the Mayo Clinic's Handbook to Happiness, which is a 4-step plan for resilient living, just go to our website, delmarvaLife.com, and click on our picture at the top of the page. So, as Dr. Sood explained, you can choose to take time to be happy, but there's stress in everybody's life. So how does that work? Well, cortisol is a stress hormone that's produced by the adrenal glands. However, there's a way to lower your cortisol levels, and it's as easy as eating some of these foods. First, try eating oatmeal. The complex carbs release serotonin into the body, which is a feel-good hormone, and reduces stress in your brain. Next, studies have shown that eating asparagus enhances mood and reduces stress. It's also high in folate. Oysters are not only high in zinc, but they've been shown to lower the emission of cortisol in the body and promote a healthy immune system. Cannellini beans or white beans help lower stress and also promote weight loss and regulate blood sugar levels. And finally, pistachios are only about 3 calories per nut, and they also help balance cortisol levels in the body. So the next time you're feeling stressed and anxious, try some of these foods to get the relief you need. Okay, so another tip, try eating dark chocolate. The polyphenols and flavonoids in dark chocolate help lower blood pressure and can provide a feeling of calmness. One study showed that eating 1.5 ounces of dark chocolate for 2 weeks lowered the cortisol levels in anxious adults. So eating chocolate to feel better isn't just an old wives' tale. There's some truth to it. Well, if eating chocolate's a stress reliever, then come May 1st, there's going to be a lot of relaxed people walking around downtown Seaford. Sean?
That's right, Jimmy. It's the 2nd annual Live for Chocolate event. Coming up, we'll get a taste of some of the night's activities. I'm feeling relaxed already.
Well, if the thought of eating chocolate doesn't put you in a good mood, maybe the story of nursing a neglected horse back to health will. In today's Day in the Life series, John Stryker also shows us what goes into running Halo's Haven Rescue. DelmarvaLife. We'll be right back.